Assalamu alaikum class. I'm hopeful you are all fine and with good health. Today I am going to discuss about the assignment number 2. This assignment carries 10 marks and I will decide about the weightage of this assignment later and I will inform you all about that. This assignment is related to the topic linear programming. We have gone through the different lectures related to the linear programming. I have discussed so far the two different methods about the linear programming. What is the graphical method and the other one is the simplex method, and this particular assignment is related to the graphical method of linear programming. Okay, let me tell you briefly how to prepare for this assignment. You must have gone through the different lectures of the graphical methods of linear programming. I told you earlier there are the two ways I can ask about the linear programming problems. One is the way that you may be given about the different tables and the different figures, and you'll have to make the equations for the objective function and the constraints. The other way is you may be provided with this sort of statement and you will have to develop the objective function and the constraints yourself by carefully reading the statement. I have already taught you about the different problems, that how we can formulate the objective function and the constraints related to the linear programming problems. So this particular assignment is also related to the graphical method of the linear programming problem, and you will have to develop the different statements related to the objective function as well as the constraints involved in the particular problem. You have to submit this assignment up to 8th of May and try to submit it within due time, and you may submit it in your university Canvas or the subject Google Classroom. Class, this is the problem statement for this assignment. Uh, Let me tell you that this assignment is a little tricky, and through this slide I will just give you the hints and guidelines so you can better attempt it. Now, once upon a time, Miss ABC invited 50 enemies to dinner. Now, it is always better to point out the important figures. Uh, in this statement, 50 enemies is important. Please note it down. Then the piece D resistance was to be the poison. In those crude days, only two poisons were on the market, poison X and poison Y. Now, please note down this poison X and poison Y. There are the two products involved in this statement. Then before preparing the menu, however, the remarkably talented young lady considered some of the restrictions placed on her scheme. Now, the statements I will just read out. This will help you to formulate the equations and the inequalities for constraints. If she used more than 1/2 pound of poison, the guest would detect it and refuse to eat. Now, always keep in mind that this young lady wants to, die the enemies. That is the main objective, 50 enemies. So if you used more than 1/2 of the pound of poison, the guest would detect it. So and refuse to eat. So the plan should be such that the guest shouldn't detect it. So please note it down. Then Miss ABC's own private witch, a medieval version of the modern planning staff, one pronounced some magic number for her in the following doggerel. So don't be confused with these statements. Just focus on the important figures. For example, 1y and x2 if less than half, then woe to you. Now this is important. 1y and x2 if less than half, then woe to you. woe to you का मतलब कि आप के लिए वो ठीक नहीं होगा अगर ये वाली स्टेटमेंट होगी, ठीक है, तो आपने इसको अवॉइड करना है इस स्टेटमेंट को। पॉइजन एक्स स्टेटमेंट को अवॉइड नहीं करना, मतलब आपने उनको इस तरीके से अपना प्लान करना है कि वो डिटेक्शन उसकी ना हो, जो पॉइजन है। पॉइजन एक्स विल किल 75 एंड पॉइजन वाई विल किल 200 पीपल पर पाउंड। नाउ दिस इज अगेन important. It will help you to formulate the objective function. Then poison X cause 100 solid gold pieces per pound and poison Y 400 solid pieces per pound. Now I am just repeating the point C, that poison X will kill 75 and poison Y will kill 200 people per pound. This statement will help you to formulate the other constraint. So I think there may be three constraints available in this statement. Poison X cause 100 solid gold pieces per pound and poison Y 400 solid gold pieces per pound. It will help you to formulate the objective function. After devising a menu to cover up the taste of the poison, ABC found she was very short of solid gold pieces. In fact, unless she were very careful, she would not be able to have another scheduled poisoning orgy that month. So she called in her alchemist, a very learned man, and told him about her problem. Assist the alchemist in solving the problem using graphical method. The penalty for failure will be an invitation to next month's dinner. So please don't be confused with the different statements. As I told you, just focus on the different figures which are given, and again I have told you the objective function is related to the just very beginning of this statement, that is she want to invite the 50 enemies to the dinner, and they will have to die all. So that is the main objective. So I give you just the little bit guideline. The rest work you have to do on your own. So that is all about this statement. You'll have to use the graphical method to solve this problem. And again, the main function is to formulate the objective function and the three constraints available, as I just give you the guideline by reading this particular statement. Now try to attempt this assignment on your own. Try to avoid the plagiarism. In the assignment 1, I have found the different plagiarism. So that plagiarized assignments will be again cancelled. So try on your own, and if you attempt carefully, I will just give you your attempt marks at least. Okay, thank you very much. अपना ख्याल रखें सब लोग और दुआओं में याद रखें। अल्लाह हाफिज़।